And now, it is my pleasure to ask former AGS President and pioneer in GIS and GeoAI, Dr. Jerome Dobson, to give us his take on how this got started and where it's going to go. Jerry?
Make sure I understand how to operate this. Mike Goodchild, who just walked out to be lavaliered, and I were among those who led the GIS revolution when it was young, struggling, and exciting beyond words. Tim Forsman and Nick Chrisman made this geomander to show the major institutional connections. It proves our revolution was collaborative. My own collaborations are red, affiliations in blue. My first glimpse of computer mapping came at the USGS in 1966. A flatbed plotter was drawing lines with jaggies 1/4 of an inch thick. The cartographer said that computers theoretically could meet professional standards, but he didn't believe they'd ever be powerful enough. That was the last time anyone ever underestimated GIS in a demo. In 1973, I took my first course in GIS at the University of Tennessee, and 2 years later joined Oak Ridge National Laboratory. In 1979, Geographical Review published my study testing the feasibility of nuclear generating farms. It is now recognized as the first GIS-based research in a mainstream geography journal. The Millennium Whole Earth Catalog gave it a half page. Quite a thrill for a child of the 60s. In 1983, I published Automated Geography, an essay controversial enough to draw 7 invited commentaries, and 10 years later, a retrospective with 8 more. Geographers reacted, so what? We can't afford such technology. Few imagined we would someday command computing power far beyond anything at Oak Ridge, with AI access to thousands of terabytes, making us far more effective as researchers, writers, and teachers for $20 a month. That fall, I proposed establishing a National Center for Geographic Information and Analysis, my exact phrase, and connecting American geographers through the telecommunications works Al Gore was promoting at that time. I hand-carried the proposal to NSF and worked with the White House, Congressional Research Service, and AAG. George Demko of NSF called it the Dobson Project, and Ron Abler called it Dobson Committee. One night, a call came to me from the White House, and the funding was assured. As director, Mike Goodchild led NCGIA to global stature. I joined the GIS revolution enthusiastically and gave it an institutional push. I wish I could do the same for GeoAI, but aging does not suit my lifestyle. Now it is time to fund and build a National Center for GeoAI to create standards, best practices, exemplars, databases, curricula, and other initiatives essential for the next revolution. The GIS revolution was led by roughly 15 people at or above the level of Mike Goodchild and me. It is time for a new generation, perhaps some of you, perhaps AGS itself, to lead GeoAI, this time ensuring global technology sharing. Fast forward to 2024. One morning, Google Scholar nonchalantly alerted me that Mike Goodchild, Budu Baduri, and others had written a thought piece merging geography and AI. Mike wrote, while the term GeoAI dates from only about 5 years ago, Dobson was writing as early as 1983 about automated geography. And in 1986, NSF identified artificial intelligence and expert systems among the 5 research areas of its proposed NCGIA. I cherish those compliments because I instigated and secured funding for NCGIA and explicitly recommended AI. I was welcomed into the next revolution more graciously than I could have hoped. Some people think of geography as a small specialty, but Fei-Fei Li, mentioned earlier, often called the godmother of AI, declared that spatial intelligence is the greatest challenge in AI. I should have had that up when I mentioned the Whole Earth Catalog. She says today's AI can write, reason, and code brilliantly, but it is fundamentally blind to the physical world around it. ChatGPT can't tell you how far apart two objects are in a photo, can't mentally rotate a cube. Spatial intelligence can be conquered, but without geographers, laughable mistakes will be tragically routine. Meanwhile, American universities are scrambling backward. The American purge of geography is unlike anything endured by any other major discipline in modern times. Now there are no geography departments in the Ivy League except Dartmouth, which is undergraduate, none left in the top 20 private universities except Johns Hopkins, which is now down to only 2 faculty who claim to be geographers, and only 14 left in the top 20 public schools. Can GeoAI save geography? Last summer, Microsoft published a list of professions most and least affected by AI. Geography ranked low on the most impacted side. Some readers saw loss, but I saw opportunity. GeoAI will expand what geographers can do. A list of applications is long and transformative. A national center can guide that transformation professionally, scientifically, industrially. What is transformative about GeoAI? Let me give you an example. I'm writing my memoirs. 2 of my success stories, Landscan and Landmines, became world standards. Conversely, I listed automated geography and continental drift and plate tectonics as undaunted failures. Now there is hope for them. A recent conference at Harvard declared automated geography our 50-year project. In 2021, a separate article used the name precisely the way I always intended. As for plate tectonics, here is I was highlighting those topics, but here's the traditional, classic Africa-South America fit, according to Wegener. And here, Bullard's fit, allowing for the continental shelf. Mere coincidence, how the coincidentalist. In 1981, I discovered matches of continental coastlines longer and more precise and supported by stronger geologic evidence. South America in a different configuration. South America rotated in reverse. My observation implies that continents rotate more and retain their shapes longer than previously thought. Explore the world with this model in mind, and you will find other fits. South America and North America. And some unexpected ones, such as Australia and North America. Mere coincidence, they say again. Yet that itself is an unscientific claim because there is no spatial statistic to estimate the probability of an accidental fit. I challenged spatial statisticians to create one. None did, so I built one myself. Now with GeoAI, I'm testing my torn dollar statistic. After the movie trope where two people tear a bill in half and later match the pieces as proof of identity. Notice that in the torn dollar application, a reasonably close match signifies certainty, to agree suitable for risking one's life or the fate of nations, while in tectonics it signifies mere coincidence. If we can quantify the probability of fit, we can revolutionize analyses of torn dollars, tectonic plates, remote sensing images, treasure maps, anything involving the match of two lines. It is a vivid example of humans and AI complementing each other with humans still in charge, and it takes transformative to new heights. Can GeoAI elevate science more broadly? Traditional science tests hypotheses one by one. That is suited to laboratory experiments, but not to real-world geography. True insights come from clusters of linked hypotheses that must be tested simultaneously. Let us call them hypertheses. GeoAI enables researchers to test many at once and to explore connections humans may miss. One of AI's proven superpowers is its ability to connect the dots beyond what we immediately grasp, generating new ideas and revealing hidden structures. Goodchild has praised AI for, quote, permitting researchers to examine large numbers of competing hypotheses. Society stands at an inflection point. Geography can lead again, as it did in ages past and in the GIS revolution. Let us build a national center for GeoAI, conduct transformative research, adopt new technologies and new ways of thinking, and tackle questions at the heart of science. If we face this bright future with courage and curiosity, the second geographic revolution of my career will be more impactful than the first. Thank you.